Just inside of West Virginia's western border with Virginia sits a small town called Green Bank, home to the Green Bank Radio Telescope, the world's largest fully steerable radio telescope. With its 100-meter in diameter collecting dish so sensitive that it is said that it can detect the energy given off by a single snowflake hitting the ground. With such sensitive equipment, it makes sense that the immediate area around the telescope is subject to the rules of the United States National Radio Quiet Zone. These rules heavily restrict radio transmissions in order to facilitate scientific research and the gathering of military intelligence done by this telescope and ones like it. This radio quiet zone has had one unforeseen side effect though. Let me introduce you to the people afflicted with electromagnetic hypersensitivity. These are self-diagnosed people who become ill when subjected to electromagnetic waves of any kind. This includes everything from cell phones to microwave ovens. People with this illness congregate around this unique quiet zone in order to find relief.
I even remember the day, it was June 29th, 1996. I'm positive that something got turned on, boom, right in our apartment building, because something hit me at 10 o'clock at night, boom, and everything in my body got stuck. But I remember thinking, this doesn't even feel like a natural illness.
I think about all the things that I couldn't do where I was. Every man, woman, and child carries a cell phone. And if I can't be around a cell phone, what's left? Where am I going?
It was in the middle of one night. I complained that I just couldn't sleep. I've got such a headache. And he just said, we're going. And 10 minutes later, we left. I never packed.
When I got here, like pretty much everybody else that moved here eventually, it was out of necessity. I knew the way things were going, if I didn't come here, in a week I might not be able to make it.
So this is the real-life story of the Green Bank Radio Telescope, a safe haven for people with this mental or physical illness. Inside of Fallout's alternate universe, we hear a altogether different story, but with similar themes. Heading over to the National Isolated Radio Array, we can find out what was happening here before the Great War. Walking up to the main office building, just across from the GBT, we encounter super mutants. Heading through a hole in the ground that leads to a room locked with chains, we can find a key on top of a small desk, labeled Loading Dock Storage Key. We're going to need this later. Heading back upstairs, we can enter one of the offices. On a desk, we can find a note. Marvin, I don't know what the hell Fred's problem is, but he better start picking up the slack around here. Last night he gets the delivery truck stuck, and instead of calling it in, he just leaves it there. Now it's blocking up the works, and he's called in sick. Can you do me a favor and grab some chains from the supply room on the loading dock and move that damn truck out of everyone's way? In the meantime, I'll have a word with the site supervisor about Fred's future working at the NIRA, Lorenzo. In this note, we get a little bit more information about where this key is going to lead us, but I wonder what was wrong with Fred. What would cause him to just walk off the site and call in sick? To find out more, we can head over to a desk in the same office as the note and listen to the NIRA site doctor's report.
I had another patient visit my office complaining of intermittent headaches this week. I'm certain the root cause is the same as other similar cases. Dielectric heating caused by the site's EM field. As usual, I prescribed some painkillers and a hood to assist with insulation. I've asked the site director if we could reduce the array's output to a tolerable level until we have shielding installed throughout the facility. Unfortunately, our schedule at NIRA is tight, and it appears the director is unwilling to accommodate my request. Apparently, he considers the project much more important than the health and welfare of our personnel.
So this doctor's report goes against the real-life usage of the radio telescope. Instead of receiving incredibly faint signals from space or elsewhere, according to this NIRA site doctor, it's producing a high-intensity EM field, causing dielectric heating to occur in the workers. Dielectric heating is a phenomenon similar to the effects of a microwave oven. So it's easy to think if you were being exposed to microwaves all day, you probably wouldn't feel well after a while. This must have been what was afflicting the truck driver Fred. Finally, still in the same office as the note and the holotape, we can find a terminal owned by a new scientist hired 1 year before the Great War working at the NIRA site. Laboratory notes, 10/22/2076. Today's my first day at the NIRA site, and frankly, I'm quite nervous. According to the committee members that offered me the job, I'll be the youngest PhD in ionospheric physics at the facility. I'm eager to show everyone that I can handle any task they throw my way, regardless of its complexity. I have a meeting scheduled for noon today with the site's supervisor, Dr. Doyle Ua. Hopefully he'll recognize my scholastic accomplishments and assign me to something challenging. So this young doctor is looking to prove himself. Let's see what he ends up doing. Laboratory notes 11/26/2076. It's Thanksgiving Day, and instead of spending time in Iowa with my folks, I've decided to stick it out at the facility to finish up the first round of my project. Dr. Ua's current project focuses on data sonification filtering, removing unnecessary background noise that the NIRA array picks up from various stellar phenomena, such as plasma waves, planetary radio emissions, and particles striking our planet's magnetosphere. It's actually quite noisy up there in space. My particular job is to classify each individual sound and then create a filter so it can be removed from the array's desired frequency range. I'm almost done with my first quadrant, then I'll head home. So this sounds like pretty normal radio telescope stuff. Laboratory notes 1/11/2077. I don't know if it's just stress or the long hours, but lately I've been suffering from intermittent headaches. I've tried to mitigate the pain with over-the-counter meds, but they've proven to be ineffective. After chatting with my coworkers, I've discovered a few of them suffer the same issue. I think I'll visit the site's medical doctor and see what she has to say. For now, I need to move on to quadrant 3 of my project. I can't let something as trivial as a headache scuttle my work for Dr. Ua. So now our young doctor is also experiencing the same headaches that we heard about in the holotape, after working there for only about 2 months. 1/15/2077, only a few days later. I'm happy to report that the site doctor seemed to know exactly what was causing my headaches. Apparently, the equipment at the site generates an excess of electromagnetic radiation. Thanks to dielectric heating, the EM field around here is cooking my brain at a very minor level. Not enough to cause damage, but painful nonetheless. The doctor issued me a shielded lab hood to wear, which might make me look as ridiculous as the others I've seen wearing them, but at least I can get back to work. 2/25/2077. It's funny, I've been working hard on the 5th quadrant for my project, but I can't help but being distracted by the whole headache EM field debacle. I spent the last month or so juggling the original project with finding out why this array is giving off such a huge EM field. According to my investigation, the NIRA shouldn't be outputting so much electromagnetic energy. It's almost as if they aren't using it in a narrow band as expected, but trying to cover a huge area all at once. I'm not sure what all of this means, but it certainly piqued my interest. So unfortunately, that's all we have on this terminal. It has certainly piqued my interest also. Were they looking for aliens? Were they spying on the Chinese? We probably won't be able to find out. Before we check out the basement, let's go out back and check out the site's warehouse to see if we can find any more clues. Approaching the warehouse, we encounter super mutants and ghouls. After clearing them, we can search the place, but we don't find much here other than some good junk. If we head around out back, we can see a truck parked at a loading dock. Although we don't know, we can assume this is the truck that was stuck by Fred. Just next to the truck, we can find a locked door. Luckily, we picked up the loading dock key earlier. Inside, we don't find much though. Other times that I have visited this area, I have found power armor inside, but it looks like someone has already been here. Alright, let's head down to the basement back in the other building to finally solve the mystery of the high-intensity EM field causing everyone's migraines. We can find a steamer trunk, and next to that we can find a terminal. This terminal is locked with a passcode, and unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way to unlock it. I searched and searched for a key, and I even tried the wikis, but there doesn't seem to be any way to unlock this terminal. Whether that is due to an oversight, or because it's going to be part of some sort of upcoming content, I am not sure, but luckily we can still read what is on this terminal. Interference. Still nothing. I think I'm getting too much interference over here. We need to completely eliminate the possibility of local radio interference from the equation. That means all frequencies except for this one. If we can blank them all out for even just an hour, we can make sure to get a clean signal. I know you said it would take some time and resources to get that done, but we're really close. Lucius. So they seem to be focusing on a specific wavelength. This goes against what the young doctor said on his terminal. Request approved. Your request to deliver power from the main grid has been approved. We'll send you a trusted contractor to complete the necessary work. You should be able to have everything up and running by the end of the week. Let us know when you schedule the test so we can mobilize on our end. Remember, for every skeptic we've got over here, there's someone who thinks we cannot be prepared enough. So that last sentence makes me think that they're looking for aliens. Let's keep on reading. What was that? I don't remember what you did over there, but something seems wrong. My head's pounding like the worst migraine I've ever had. We've got people crawling around on their hands and knees and vomiting. The pain is beyond intense. Lucius. So it sounds like the dielectric heating is much worse where these people are. Success. Okay, you were right. We gave it a shot. The signal is finally clear as day. Transmissions were sent and received. Sorry I'm not more enthusiastic right now, but it's hard to think with this nauseating headache. I'm going to give it another half hour or so before we just can't stand it anymore. Maybe by then, we'll be able to figure out what we're looking at here. So it sounds like they may have found something. Continuing on. Urgent. Shut it down immediately, then turn on the news. Looks like the effect was at least far out as Clarksburg. People are asking questions. We'll make up something. I don't know, solar flare disturbing magnetic activity, or some nonsense the public will believe. For now, we got enough data over here at Site B. If that's what it takes to do this again, we may have to table the program for now, and start it up again at one of the more remote sites. Lucius. So it sounds like they definitely found something, but were forced to shut down the array when people in Clarksburg contacted the media about their headaches and the EM field. So what did they find? Well, probably something like the Zeton mothership. We know that there is the Flatwoods alien currently in Appalachia, and we also know aliens have showed up in every modern Fallout game so far. To further add to the mystery, inside the nearby National Radio Astronomy Center, we can find a note scattered around all of the offices labeled Emergency Order A19. To all remaining staff, you are hereby required to enact Emergency Order A19, destroy all non-communication terminals, run procedure T79AC on communication terminals, destroy all hard copies, evacuate, maintain silence. Could the discovery of aliens or something similar spooked this research team into shutting down, or is this just another side effect of the strong EM field? For now, we won't be able to find out. But because some of these terminals and these locations are locked without keys, maybe we will see more story on these locations in future DLCs. Alright guys, that's all I have on the Green Banks telescope array. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. Also consider following me on Twitter, it's the best place for me to keep in contact with you guys. One more thing here at the end, I just wanted to say happy 21st birthday, Luca. Have a great day. Happy birthday, buddy. But anyway, this has been Widgeon TV. Thanks for watching, guys.